Welcome everybody, Ansiri's here. This will be probably a very short video. I just want to finish here this map. I already prepared most of the things. There are only small things I have to do, and I will go into the things, explain the things I'm doing here a little bit more in detail in this video. However, first I just want to talk shortly about this channel and the future plans for this channel that I have. I mean, until now I just made these silent working streams, and why I did that was I kind of wanted to get more insight into the creative process, maybe give people who also work in Unreal Engine for some ideas and so on. So however, I only have a limited time per day I can work on this project, because I'm not doing that full time or anything like that. So with the silent streams, I hope that I can give you this insight without slowing the process of working on the game down. However, I kind of want to give you more interesting videos, and with me explaining what I do, what was my thought process by doing what I did here in Unreal Engine. It probably will be more helpful. So I won't say it will be a full tutorial thing, guide or something like that, because it will be the things I'm doing are focusing on the project I'm doing. So maybe they are absolutely different. If you have another project, other game mechanics, there will be probably different solutions than I have to offer. I can offer here. Also, I want to say I'm not in any way professional. All I'm doing, I learned by myself through tutorials on the internet and so on. So I just want to give you some more insight, some ideas. If you want to work with Unreal Engine, maybe you can get something out of it. In general, what I really wanted to do, instead of here me just recording me talking like that, I want to do live streams, so people could jump in, and if they don't understand something or have a question, they can directly ask me and I can respond. Absolutely, because like I said, this is not planned as a tutorial, step-by-step tutorial. So live stream would be a more interesting platform for me, actually. However, I got a community guideline strike, and that means I can, until almost end of January, I can't live stream. So with the kind of game I'm producing here, I'm not surprised that I got a strike. To be honest, I try to be careful not to show things I can't show, but sometimes I just also kind of test out the limits where how far you can go with YouTube, and it seems like the video was going too far. I didn't have the feeling it was, but YouTube had the feeling. So I won't go against the strike. That's not the problem here. I don't need this video, and I'm also not monetized or anything like that. And I mean, I don't think I can ever get this channel monetized. That's not the point here. The problem is with the community guideline strikes, you can't live stream like for 3 months. So that kind of throw this idea back with the live stream. So I'm thinking still about live streaming, but using an alternative platform like Twitch. And if the guideline is finished, I can live stream on both. I think that would be not bad if I get a strike again on one platform, I can always go to the other platform, and so on. So there are advantages and disadvantages with live streams and edited videos. Like I said, I can't show you everything what I'm doing, so I have to be really careful with live streaming, the working process here. With edited videos, I just can simply edit things out I didn't want to show, and with live stream I just have to be a lot more careful. But kind of that's the idea. I really just would like to do these live streams, and I think that would be most interesting. Absolutely, if you're interested in Unreal Engine 4 and kind of want to get some ideas for your own projects and anything like that. Like I said, the live streams are not planned to be these step-by-step tutorials, but you can ask questions and I can give you as much information as possible. What I'm also doing with this short stream here, so I will jump into working and explaining more stuff in a minute, but just it's the first time I'm using Streamlabs OBS. Before I just used for recording OBS only, and so I just want to test out. I don't have a high-end computer right now I'm working on. I'm just working on my laptop and I have limited amount of memory, and I just want to see if it's even possible to use Streamlabs and Unreal Engine on my computer, or if it will be too slow or anything like that. So let's go into working. That's kind of the ideas I have. So another problem, just short, kind of. Other problem, I have no idea about Twitch. I never streamed on Twitch or anything like that. So the positive thing with YouTube, streaming on YouTube, is kind of you can set this event. Say I stream today at this time, and that's not possible I'm not sure if something like that is possible with Twitch. And the problem is just that at the start it will be really difficult to have a time frame and to say I will exactly stream on this time and so on. So this event planning would be very useful, at least at the beginning. I mean, maybe after I did some streams and so on, I see at what time I can stream and at which days and so on. But again, the problem is I can't show you everything I'm doing. So there will be just days I won't stream or anything like that, because I have to do something I can't really show. As example, until now I did a lot of work. I worked mostly on animations, and these are animations I just can't show on YouTube or any other channel like that. But let's now go into this one here. So just for the maps, I created kind of default maps. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. Where are the levels? Here are the levels. So I kind of have these test and default maps here, where maps I can test things, and the default maps are kind of like it says, the layout for maps. So this is a dungeon here. So this is a world encounter. I call it default world encounter map. But the default world encounter map is kind of without all these assets you see here. These pillars, the floor, the water you see. It's without all these things. What it has are yeah, you see now that's already a little bit problem here. Unreal Engine. What it has are these blueprints here. I probably will talk about these things a little bit at another time, let's say it like this, about the blueprints. And as an example, the database blueprint is extremely important, because from here I do save, load and other things, so it has to be in every map. So the default, so I can just take the default map with all the blueprints already in it and then copy that one and for making a new map. However, I have also a default map for this dungeon here. I didn't need to go up so far. Here, it's in here, sewers, and come on, and you see here sewers default map, and that's just with the with this assets in it, the like I said, these pillars and so on, just so I already have a little bit the layout I can work with. What makes it makes creating new maps a lot faster, let's say it like this. So first let's go into the level blueprint. So in this blueprint you kind of tell the game what should happen in this map. So as example, here are, this is set actor location and so on, so I spawn in the actors that I need and their locations and things like that. What I also have in here, and that's kind of what I have to, the level name, that's important, and that's already correct. And that's all monster encounter set, that's already correct too. Okay, yeah, I did already all these things. So here are the monster you can encounter here. I made it that in a map you can at maximum encounter 3 different types of monsters. Right now here you can only 2 types, so the number you see here is just the number I gave for the monster. Then you see here in the range of the level the monster can have, and then here so there is a third type of monster you can encounter, but these kind of monsters are very more rare to encounter, so, and they have a specific level also, so kind of that's prepared for you when you go into combat. It will be kind of defined random, not everything will be random, and then there are in general 2 types of events you can do. So event begin play, this will do as soon as you enter the map. This event will be executed, but only one time. So, and then you have the second one, that's event tick, and that's like as soon as the event you went through the whole event, the event starts immediately again. So what that means is, if you want something only happen once, like spawning your actor in at the right location, you just use the event begin play. If you want something that changes, you need to use the event tick. As example, what I have here is all this here. I don't want to go into detail. It's also not working perfectly right now. This is kind of step counter, and there is in the event play, it will do a random number between 2000 and 10,000 here, and when you reach the this random number, the amount of steps you reach this number, you will encounter an enemy. So it's random. The game has random encounters with enemies. The enemies don't walk around or something like that. It's kind of more like the older JRPGs like Final Fantasy VII and so on, where you just walk around and then you randomly encounter enemy. That's the idea. But like I said, it's not working perfectly right now, so I don't want to go into detail what I did there. And like I see right now, I think here everything should be fine. What you see here is what's a little bit a nice touch. So I use not very simple assets to make my worlds right now. But a little bit a nice touch is the water here. It has a material that moves a little bit, or a texture that the texture moves. What is kind of nice touch. And then what you see here are blocking assets, or blocking volume, and that just means it will stop the player from going inside. You can look here on the left side. These are the blocking volumes. You probably will need them a lot, and there are for sure very good tutorials that explain you the different kind of volumes you can use. What I also have to look now is about the rare monsters. They are a little bit special because you don't encounter them by with the step counter. What I have here, yeah, you see, I didn't do them right now. But I have here these target points, and there I have 2 target points, and the game, when you start the map with the event begin, it will randomly at one of these 2 points, it will load a trigger volume. I think it's called trigger, I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, trigger volume, and if your player steps into this trigger volume, you will encounter this rare monster. And like I said, so you encounter rare monsters different than you encounter normal monsters by stepping into these trigger volumes. But you never know if you have the right location. You may have the wrong location because it only does spawn at one point. So I have to see. So I of course put them at the location that that you normally not directly walk into, but is in this kind of map a little bit difficult. But let's put one here, and the other one, let's put it down in this corner here. Let's see, I think that's 1800. Yep. Okay. Now I need so what I'm doing right now in this level is here, assets, special wine tracks. So the story here in this map is that you follow a monster. The monster is stealing wine from the basement of the inn, and the innkeeper asks you to get rid of the monster. So you meet the monster in the cellar drinking wine, and then escaping. Oh, that was wrong. Escaping from the basement into the sewers here, and you kind of have to follow him, and it leaves nicely this kind of tracks. That's just for the players. So because the sewers are kind of quite, oh, that was the wrong one. The sewers are quite complicated, are really a maze. I have to put one here. Really a maze, and it may be, and with that I just give the player a little hint where to go. Of course, the sewers are bigger than just. If you just take the direct way, you won't find every secret you can find. You can find in this dungeon, but if you just want to follow the tracks, I give you this little help here in this dungeon, because every map looks a little bit similar and so on. So this is. So I kind of feeling this is a good idea. So now I have to move you. You're a little bit in the way. What we also have in this map is a chest. That's what I want to do. Why are you? And the chest is here in the middle. So let's move you. So I don't think I will yeah, I will see. I have no idea how long we are already going here. Oh no, I have to do it later. Yeah. Because I don't have, no. I have to get a command event from another maps, or copy from there, so I don't have to do it from the beginning. So let's not do that for now. Okay. Sorry about that. Not cellar. Sewers E6, that's where we are. So E5. The things I'm doing now, again, these are trigger volumes, and this will trigger, and these are actually doorways from one map to another map. So I went with this kind of smaller maps and just more smaller maps because it's much easier to make them. Can do a lot of more copy paste than just going with a more open world or something like that. It's just easier for me to work like that, and I think it also suits the game better. What we have here is, what you see here is, like I said, the database. Maybe I can explain that short. With the database blueprint, you always can refer from one blueprint to another blueprint, and that's the advantage. If you have this one blueprint, you can save everything from there. So you can get all actors of a class, then you give in database, and then you can get something directly from the database, or like I did here, from the safe blueprint, where all the variables you save, you can get all of them out, and that's really the advantage if you have all these things from one blueprint. You don't have to call it database. I just call it database. So what happens here is I will save. I want not the location you players have right now, but the locations they will have when they spawn in the next map. Because, as example, in this map you can enter from 4 sides, and the game doesn't know if you don't tell the game where your characters have to spawn. It won't know. It just probably it will automatically spawn you at 0.0. So this here is for the 2 characters we have the locations and the rotations, where they have to spawn when they go through this doorway into the next map. Then the game will save here. Save game to slow. I think I will go in another video in more detail into saving if you want to, if you're interested into it. Then here we have it will create a widget. It's just an image that will tell you, yeah, the game is loading, because it may take a moment until it loads the next map. What I'm also doing is having the loading widget at the beginning of a map, so when you directly load in, the game has to sort a couple of things out at the beginning, and that's kind of helpful if you have 1 or 2 seconds. Give the game 1 or 2 seconds chance to load everything in and sort it kind of out. And then you have here open the level, and then you just have to give the level name. This is E5. So I kind of numbered my maps like a chess board with numbers and a ladder. It also helps for the player to kind of have an orientation where at what point it is, because there won't be any map, there won't be any quest markers or anything like that. That's why I'm doing these little hints here. I hope that doesn't take too long with everything. These are kind of the biggest problems, compiling the blueprints. The things I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, you see it takes a moment, because if you have a better PC than I have, this is not really a problem. And this is only a small blueprint. There's just this one short command here, and I have blueprints that are a lot more complicated, and then compiling it takes even longer. So normally it should be done. I think that is now Streamlabs that kind of interferes here a little bit. So I probably won't compile the other stuffs at the moment. I'll do that after I finish the video. Or I just could edit it out. That's not a possibility. So come on. Okay, it's done. So the only thing you have to do now is... So I'm sorry that I have a little bit problem to navigate through the map here. My mouse is not working 100% like it should. So now you only have to place the trigger volume at the point you want it, and that's exactly 2000 and 0, and then I need it to be a little, no, that was 10. I need it to be bigger and higher. So now when your character will step into this trigger volume, you will jump into the next map, and kind of have to do the same thing with all the other doorways. I call them doorways, kind of makes sense. So this is to F6 0 to 1000. This here is 10, 1.5 and 20. And let's jump in here. Because as soon as you have kind of figured out the command here, I just copy paste it. I don't do that all the time, so I copy paste it from another map, and that means I have to change the name, otherwise you will jump into the wrong map. Let's not compile it, and then down here we have E7. Oh, it's already in the right location. Then I have just to change the size. Yeah, I think you get it with the name. I kind of want to stop soon. I was hoping this video would get shorter. I explained already a lot of things. I will go more deeper into details in the planned live streams. So even when I will probably record on Twitch the live streams for now. Like I said, I can't live stream on YouTube, but I will then of course upload the live stream I did to YouTube, maybe clip out if I do different themes or something like that, clip out some stuff, so you don't have to watch the whole stream, but can look at details if you're interested in something special or something like that. And that's the wrong one. So of course I have to change the names here. I will do that later. Before I end the stream, this video here, what you see here is there are two warnings here. The one warning is Lightning needs to rebuild because I added 5 new objects. I added these vine tracks here, and the other one is another nuisance, is texture streaming pool, and that's just because I'm not on the highest settings right now, and then I think you can change the limit, the maximum limit of the textures. If you have too many textures, it gives you kind of this problem here. And if you set up your settings higher, you can avoid this problem, or you can also change the pool limit to a higher one, so you won't get this warning. So this warning here won't come up in the game itself, it's just in the editor right now. Because the game I have settings are much higher than I have it here. It's just easier to work with lower settings when you don't have a really good PC. But what I want to talk about was the lightning. So after you set the assets in your map, you have to build the lightnings here. You just have to build lightning only, and this will take maybe a moment, I don't know. That's why I will stop here. Like I said, I will go into when I start streaming. I'm not sure when, in the next days probably. I have to kind of figure out Twitch first, and things like that. So in the next days I will probably do something like a test stream, see how it works and so on. Also, at the moment I'm not so sure. Streamlabs may take too much resources. I have some problems, but also right now, to be honest, my laptop is running for a while now, so that could be also a problem if I restart it fresh before a stream. It may be better than it's right now. Anyway, yes, thank you for watching. So I have to figure out how I can inform people when I stream. Maybe I have to go to Twitter. I'm not a big fan of Twitter, but I will see. I will find a way. Maybe I can even use the event planner on YouTube to notify people. I will see. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope, if you're interested, I hope you will jump into one of my streams, and or watch the streams to a later point.